Hello, I'm Arthur Perkins. This is APGamingREAL. I want to elaborate before this begins. This is the final set of episodes for the third season. We will not be switching to Mechwarrior Destiny immediately. First off, because it's not available at this current time. And the final thing to note is that Pondo will not laugh at the intro that I'm about to do because he didn't laugh the first time. But if Cotton doesn't laugh, it's because she's already heard it. That's almost got Pondo smiling. That is what has Pondo smiling. Is this? So, as you know, on at the end of July, it was the start of the 6th year of broadcasting. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go back, start watching my old stuff, see what I can learn from it. It's been an awful experience, really, watching my original first year stream. And one thing I noticed was that back in the day, for the first 2 or 3 years, all of my introductions were about 5 minutes long, like whole group introduction. And it's been interesting seeing that. But on top of that, I had a rule about positivity. Only positive thinking, positive talk during intros, no negativity. So, right now, I'm going to list everything positive that happened to me this week. Okay, Rad, let's do your intro. There it is. There it is. I got Cotton again with it, too. That's the best part.
Nice.
I was preemptively smiling because I knew what was going to happen.
For real, you want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just do that thing where I jump in and interrupt everybody the whole time with my own personal anecdotes.
That's what I do too. So I had a good week. All of the weeks of preparation to smoothly transition back to the school year paid off. My kids, they both had their first day of school yesterday. So everything was good. Everything went well. My daughter was crying when I picked her up because someone threw away her goldfish. But through further questioning, I found out that she just didn't eat them fast enough during lunchtime, and someone threw away her goldfish. But I did have a fairly visceral reaction. I was ready to go up there and storm the office and be like, who the fuck threw away my kid's food? But I was able to resist that overwhelming fatherly temptation and instead just went home and gave her some more goldfish. But yeah, so my kids went back to school. My wife's back to work. I had my first 2 days of being a stay-at-home dad with no kids at home. And I honestly didn't know what to do with myself. I was a little sad. The first day I just did a ton of stuff around the house. I did the yard, I cleaned the garage, I cleaned the shed. I was just like a chain smoker. I was going from chore to chore to chore, trying to keep myself busy and have something to do all day. And then today, I got to pick up one of my kids early for an appointment, so I wasn't all sad and alone all day today. So that was nice. But yeah, I don't know if I mentioned I have a job lined up. Starts in a couple weeks here, so
you did.
That'll be exciting. I'm also still looking because it never hurts to just look. You never know, opportunities are out there. Just because you have something good going doesn't mean there's not something better around the corner. So I got that going on. Personally, I guess there's not a whole lot going on. Should we talk about Spider-Man? Do you want to talk about Spider-Man?
I mean, I don't know what there is to say. Sony is out. Sony's out.
No, I don't think so. This is just a public negotiation tactic. I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure that people said that same shit during the Netflix debacle.
It's too beneficial of a relationship for it to just be laid down. No, mark my words. You're wrong. Remember that. Remember that I said that.
Mm-hmm. Your words are so marked, sir.
And also, Kevin Smith will be the showrunner for a new He-Man series on Netflix, which I'm pretty excited about because I both grew up with a lot of He-Man, and I am also a big Kevin Smith fan. So, and it's actually it's animated, and it's going to be animated by the same studio that did the Castlevania show that is on Netflix as well. So,
really? Oh, I'm interested by that now, actually.
But the thing is, it's not tied to the She-Ra stuff.
No, they're totally separate.
Yeah, I know. That's annoying.
Yeah. She-Ra is interesting. I haven't watched any of it, but just based off what I've seen, it's a new take on an old thing, which is cool. And the He-Man thing, it's supposed to be like picking up right where like the 80s cartoon left off. Like it's supposed to be like a true to form, true to fiction, or true to lore like series. They're trying not to do a new take as much as they're trying to modernize
Just
like
pick
the
up where they
original.
left off.
Yeah, which I
They've
think
already fucked up.
is pretty cool.
They fucked up.
No, that actually sounds brilliant to me.
No,
I mean,
I
it can
think
be
most-
as brilliant as they want. The thing is, they don't have Will Wheaton playing Skeletor.
No one wants that.
I want that.
wants that.
Will Wheaton wants that.
Okay,
I'm
you
sure
have-
Will Wheaton does want that.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
Kevin
sure.
Smith doesn't want it.
I'm sure
Sure,
he'll take any
guys,
job he can get at this point.
anti-Will Wheaton beef. Jesus.
Will Wheaton is not a
Wait,
very
Will
well
Wheaton-
liked person in
If
general. I
Will
don't know if you
Wheaton
knew that or not.
Double sixes. Then
He,
let him be killed.
he got caught up in all of that Me Too or whatever that movement stuff was. Like,
Do
it's
not
a-
recall that at all.
It's not a good look for Will Wheaton these days. He's probably having trouble finding work.
He is suing Geek and Sundry over
Yeah, there's like a
Because
big
they haven't
lawsuit
paid
going on.
him. Yeah.
isn't it?
Well,
There was that whole Alpha project with Geek and Sundry. There was some issues going on with that.
Yeah, that's what he's suing them for right now.
Oh,
because
is that what that was?
they haven't paid him, and they will not allow him to look at the books to find out how much they owe him.
I don't know about anything
Oh,
about any of
that's
that. I just
yeah.
know that he's not exactly well liked in the public eye right now. And I've never liked him, so I could care
No,
less.
well, he got extremely political, and then the side that he sided with kind of turned against him pretty hard,
I mean, that
which
that-
I don't
that
think
happens.
was really deserved at all, to be honest.
I didn't like him. I
Split it
I
out.
like-
Split
I
it
like him
out.
like
As an actor, I enjoy all the visibility that he's given to
yeah,
Taylor
sure.
and everything, and I like a lot of the stuff he does, but there are some aspects about people you just don't care for, and
Yeah,
either choose to deal with it or choose to just ignore it. Me, it's like I still enjoy him as an actor. I still like seeing him and stuff. I have no problem with seeing his work. I just don't want to follow him on Twitter or anything like that.
No, I didn't. I disliked Will Wheaton before it was cool to dislike Will Wheaton, because I'm so cool. No, I didn't like him from originally watching this stuff when he would do tabletop games with people. Like, I don't know, I just don't like his attitude. I don't like the way he talks to people. He just seems like in real life he would not be a person I would spend time with. So, yeah, I don't know, just not a fan. I'm sure he's doing his thing. He's infinitely more successful in his career than I am. So, I mean, I'm sure he's not a total jerk off or anything, but just not a dude I would probably be friends with in real life, based on what I have observed. So, yeah, so those are two things I'm excited about. I'm excited about, I guess one thing I'm excited about, T-Man. And the Spider-Man thing, I don't know. It's big in the news, but I think honestly Disney is just trying to throw their weight around, and I think it'll bounce back and forth a little bit, and we might have like one Spider-Man movie come out, like one Tom Holland Spider-Man movie come out that isn't like in the Marvel universe, and then I think it's even if it takes like a year, it's gonna get worked out. Like I'm pretty confident that that's not going to be a thing that people have to be upset about forever, because I don't know, whatever. Sony made one of the best Spider-Man movies ever made when they made Into the Spider-Verse. So
I thought I just saw an article earlier today that said that Spider-Man wasn't going to be leaving the MCU.
I mean, maybe that's what I think. There's a lot of misinformation, and part of the reason I think that is all of this information is coming from internally, which means they're only putting out information that they want to put out, right? Like each studio is trying to play the media and the internet, to kind of garner support and stuff and get like an outcry going. One interesting thing that I did see today was that Stanley's daughter was really upset with Disney about all of this. Like, this not what Stanley would have wanted, and she kind of made some sort of insinuations that Disney had not treated Stan very well or fairly, and you never know what happens behind closed doors. But it was, that did ring a little true to me. I was kind of like, it's kind of like, it's the integrity move to kind of do, to take Stanley's baby, his favorite character, his thing he was most proud of, and just make a deal that makes it work. Like, just have it be okay. But I think,
didn't Stanley's daughter get in trouble a while back for like abusing Stanley? And
No, that was
Yeah,
his caretaker,
there was some
right?
stuff that came out, but I don't think most of it wasn't his family. It was
Yeah,
the
it was his
people that were,
caretaker, not
hired
him.
to take care of him. Yeah. I don't know that he was super close with a lot of his family, but I don't think they were mistreating him. I just think, again, I think that was caretaker stuff. But you never know. His daughter might not be, a super great daughter. She just might be trying to hit her time in the spotlight too. So I guess wouldn't discount that. But I do think Stanley would be sad that Spider-Man was not working out with the rest of the Marvel crew. But like I said, I'm not overly concerned about it. I think it's probably going to get worked out. If not sooner than later, it'll happen. It'll be okay. Calm your tits, as they say. But yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, Cotton, how about you?
Cotton, I doodle and stuff. I haven't done anything. I've had a fairly boring life so far this week. That's about it.
Okay. Pondo?
I am Ponder of Pondothemad. I've just been reading rule books and stuff. Like I've got recently the Bolt Action War Game rule book that I've been reading through. It's so far what I've been reading is very simplistic in design. I would roughly say it's like a rules light of 40k. Granted, I haven't like gotten to any like the unit, like the different factions and whatnot. I've been slowly trying to figure out if I can like meld this with Savage Worlds, whatever, do like a Weird Wars 2 type of thing. Because they have rules for other stuff too that came out recently called Conflict 47. They do like a Weird Wars thing, but it's like it was if World War II was extended to 1947 and the technology got a lot better with like Tesla guns, mechs. There's like the Germans have like, I think it's what, like vampires or whatever, and werewolves. Then Russians have like bearmen, werebears. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked into that yet.
Okay.
Werebears, yes.
Got a good mouthfeel to it. Does.
It's just 2 syllables, werebears.
Does anybody watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I watched like the
No.
first 4
I've
or
seen
5
clips.
seasons.
I've been meaning to though.
It's a great show. You should watch it. One of the characters rates food on like a food blog, or pizza specifically, and one of the things he rates is mouthfeel, which is
Yeah.
different from taste specifically.
Yeah, mouthfeel is different from taste.
Made me think of that.
Can't believe I have to explain this to you, Raddosaurus.
Oh, you don't? I'm the one that just told you about it. I don't know what you're talking about.
But I don't know if you believe in the power of mouthfeel.
I don't know that if I didn't, you would be the one to convince me. But I'm not saying that I don't.
That's hurtful. That's hurtful. Okay.
What can I say? I'm a hurtful person.
Pondo, who's hurt you this week?
No one.
Okay.
No, I've been pretty.
That's
unhurt.
good, I guess. I was actually hoping for an answer to that, but
Or were you trying to hurt me this week? Is that what I'm hearing?
no.
Why
Could
would
I
you want to
be?
answer to that?
I mean, today will be hurtful, but Rad is probably going to be the one doing it.
Oh,
I don't care what Rat does.
that's the right attitude. You always go farther in life on that side of the line rather than the other.
For all I know, Rat's going to take till the beginning of season 4 to figure out what he's wanting to do.
That's true. And confirm.
Wow.
I can't say it's not been the first time.
I know for a fact that if there's anything Arthur loves more than unresolved player character driven plot lines, and I couldn't tell you what it is because I know that that's his favorite thing in the whole world.
Well, it's not my favorite thing in the world, but I won't say that I don't enjoy it.
Okay, that's a better review of that scenario than I would have expected.
I mean, you watch the same shows that I do, Acquisitions Incorporated, C Team.
Are you still watching the C Team? I haven't watched it.
I'm working my way through it. I'm on Matriarch Part 7.
I haven't watched that show probably in close to a year, man. I'm way behind on that show.
Matriarch is way behind. But
Okay.
they're just like swapping around who's carrying what gods. Assassinations everywhere. Cthulhu is just like, I reach out to the power of the and then I use the unholy mathematics to paradigm shift. And Jerry's just like, yeah, and everyone else at the table is like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Those two are so on the same like wavelength, and it's like they're speaking a language no one else speaks, and they just have like giant D&D boners, and the rest are like, what the fuck is even happening right now?
Everything that they do is like high level philosophy stuff.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with D&D.
That's one of the reasons I stopped watching the show. Is like Cthulhu was just not as big a character as I wanted him to be. I was like, we need to stop focusing on this dumb druid and old grandma.
I disagree.
We need
I think
to talk
that
more about Cthulhu.
Cthulhu is great.
That's what I'm saying. He's my favorite person. He needs
during
to
the
be
Matriarch
more
arc,
in the
Cthulhu and Walnut start hanging out together, and they
Not
just
into Walnut.
I know you hate Walnut, but you need to calm your shit down, brother.
So, if I remember correctly, maybe a couple months ago, Chris Perkins stepped down as GM for that.
No, well, no, he stepped down as the GM for the main game of
Frack Inc.
Yeah, and I just stopped watching Acquisitions Incorporated at that point. They brought
Jerry
Walnut
Hawkins.
under the main cast. They took Chris Perkins out. They went to the Magic the Gathering world, and I was just like, I don't care about any of this shit.
Yeah. No, Jerry Hawkins does C Team.
Yeah. The guy who plays Omen Drawn does a show on his own about a second corporate team that answers to him.
So what does Chris Perkins do now? Just
Chris Perkins is the creative director of D&D, so I assume he makes D&D.
Okay, that's fair.
He used to run Dice Camera Action, but with all that pro Jared Holly shit, they just decided they've let it slip and it's not happening anymore.
Yeah, I know that much. I was just wondering if he started doing anything else.
He's not doing any other shows specifically, but I mean, from time to time, he does celebrity D&D games. He got big when he ran the 4th edition game for Robot Chicken. That was when he started getting pretty internet famous. And if you haven't seen that yet, it's very good.
I'll have to look that up.
It's literally the most classic, original way you can watch Chris Perkins play D&D with somebody.
I will say one of my
He
favorite
plays a
Chris
sentient
Perkins,
door. It's very good.
That sounds great. One of my favorite Chris Perkins moment is when he guessed on Critical Role.
Splat?
Yes. I fucking love that. That was so good.
You know, Splat has been immortalized as a canon character in the official D&D game.
Yeah,
Idle
he
Champions of whatever.
Deserves it.
Yeah.
If you don't watch Critical Role,
That will be a lot of people.
You should Google like that scene and just watch.
It's only like 5 minutes long.
Yeah,
he just walks on camera and then walks off.
At the most, yeah. Most of the time, like, oh, we're bringing in this guest to play with us today, and they play with them for like the whole 3-hour section. Chris Perkins is in there for like 5-10 minutes tops, and I will tell you, you can probably guess why, but watching it is well worth it. Even the animatics that people have made on like YouTube of what happens, priceless.
That's a little kobold.
Yes.
Yeah, he played a little
I
kobold.
see the gif of that.
Named Splat.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
His name is
Okay,
very
Cotton's
indicative of
tracking.
his fate.
Yeah.
All right, Pondo, we're back to you. It's still your intro.
I'm sorry, I'm done. I'm looking
No,
up
that's
the
fine.
stuff,
You
'cause
know,
I've
we
seen-
keep walking in different directions.
I've seen Chris Perkins on the show playing as as a different character, female Goliath. I can't remember the name. That ended up being like the wise woman of. I'm blanking on the name. Grog's herd.
Wow. I have
Yeah.
no recollection of that, but that was seriously must have been 2 or years ago.
It was episode somewhere between episode 55 to
Oh
60.
my God, of the first campaign.
Yep.
There's like 120 episodes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Gosh,
It's a
that
wonder
must
that I remember
in the
specifically.
50s. That must have been right around where Tiberius left as well.
No, that
No?
was much after, because it was the 50s is when Grog fought Kurt.
Earthshaker.
Kevlar.
Oh no, he fought his uncle.
Yeah, Kevlar.
Yeah. I
have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Just because you didn't watch the first campaign, it's fine.
Yeah.
I watched bits and pieces of it. I can never really get into it.
I wish there was like an abridged version.
Can't
called
abridge
animatics.
120. The animatics wouldn't even get close. You can watch it the Matt Colville way. You just watch the first hour of every episode, and then you pretend like you're an expert, but not know what the other 4 hours happened.
Watch the first hour, and then when you watch the next episode, you'll catch the recap of like the last 3 hours.
Yeah,
and so on
exactly.
and so forth.
That's what Matt Colville does. He just openly says that he does it. I mean, the man is writing the prequel comic books, so, you know.
It's a good thing he's so tuned in.
I mean, he and Liam are best friends, so. You know, speaking of best friends, let's talk to Pondo's best friend, SidAlpha.
Hello there. Yeah, I'm here. I'm alive, kind of. It's been an interesting week, at least day job stuff. Super busy, not much sleep. Yeah, I don't know any of these Chris Perkins or Critical Role references that anyone's given out, but I did Google it up, and it's actually Spurt, not Splat.
Spurt. Yeah, there you go.
So I found it. There's a 19-minute and 20-second clip of Spurt of the Moment. So I'll be checking that out after the stream.
It's worth it. It's just great classic D&D moment.
And yeah,
It's not a classic D&D moment unless you came to the table and you were like, I'm just gonna die immediately. That's my plan tonight. So yeah, it is like rad.
See, it's one of my classic moments.
I know my week's been really boring. I've been neck deep in day job stuff nonstop. It's been a nightmare, and I haven't had a chance to get out a single video so far this week, which is making me grumpy. But the weekend is coming, so hopefully I'll be able to start getting stuff out tomorrow night, Saturday, Sunday, and then I'll probably be back to the grind again for another week because things are really rough with the day job right now. But yeah, I'm here. I'm semi-alert. I at least managed to get a haircut, so feeling good about that. Makes me feel human. That's all I got.
Okay. Is there anything we collectively want to talk about as a group here?
Let's open some Christmas presents and
Didn't
get
you
this
guys-
roll for Molly's dirt digging.
Oh yeah, the roll for Molly's dirt digging.
Yeah.
All right, so it should be noted that on December 25th, you all have received Christmas presents from the Countess. All of you received
Good
the
thing I got her a
same
gift then.
the same present. On top of it is a card, and in the envelope for the card is a unit patch for the Kolavrati campaign. It is a crow consuming the head of a snake.
Nice.
And
Nice.
any personnel who were active during the Kolavrati campaign are receiving this, which is not that many, because some people died and more have died afterwards, and even more have chose to left the unit. The second thing inside of the boxes are a mask, hood, and cape combination. The mantle, the shoulder boards are all made out of crow feathers, and it's a crow mask. It's very occult, mystic. Everything is dark black with some light silver trimming. The cloak has like a Starfield glitter pattern embedded into it. All of you get yours separately in the morning, so you don't know that everyone else has also received this.
It's bizarre.
I want to wear the cloak for the rest of the day.
Mask too, or just the cloak?
Well, just the cloak. The mask might be a little uncomfortable.
Okay, when you leave to go out for breakfast, several people who you think you recognize are also wearing the cloak, and someone who is 100% definitely rapier based on the rocket launcher / sword combo is wearing the full kit. Delta, the elemental artist that you've befriended, is wearing his. His cloak is super massive, given he's just short of 10 feet tall and about 450 pounds of muscle.
Your cloak looks great,
Who are you talking to?
Delta.
Okay, so Delta's just like, yes, I worked with the Countess in order to help create these things. It was a great work.
You did a good job.
Thank you. He just kind of stands there awkwardly.
Do you want to come with me to find the rest of my group? You can hang out with us.
What is hanging out?
Spending time having fun.
What do you do for relaxation?
Well, on Christmas we open gifts. And I would like pull out his gift and hand it to him.
I see. I thank you for this gift. He clearly does not see and does not understand what you've just done.
Just unwrap it.
Yes, I understand the purpose of a enclosed object. I just simply do not understand why you have provided such festive enwrappings, or why you are giving me this on this particular day.
Oh,
I
this is-
understand that it is a holiday among your people.
Yeah, and on a holiday we exchange gifts to our friends, and I consider you a friend.
I apologize. Where I come from, we do not celebrate Christmas.
Or have friends?
That's fine.
I will open your gift now. And he just like, so you'd expect him to like tear the package. He just rips the box that it's in half with his bare hands. What's inside?
It's an art set with little paints. So
All right, so like half of it remains on the left-hand side, and he's just like, delightful. I will put this to good use. I thank you for your gift.
You're welcome. I hope you have fun with it.
Then he says, Selah, and like turns, and then he's like, no, wait, I'm going with you. I will meet your friends.
Okay.
Is friends a inner sphere term for Sibco?
I don't know what Sibco is.
Sibco is Sibco.
Companions, people you enjoy spending time with for the most part. People you
Ah,
care about.
they are like other members of your point. I understand.
Yes, sure.
Do
And
you
then
all meet up to have breakfast Christmas morning then?
Oh yeah.
As you are summoned by Selena?
Is there any kind of beans the cloak came with the mask obviously for a reason? Is there
And a
any
hood
kind
and a mantle.
is there any kind of pocket or anything in the cloak to put the mask into?
There's not. The mask can be put up while the hood is down.
Just in case, because I don't want to piss off the boss right away on Christmas. I'll have the mask on my head, but
Okay.
I'll wear
okay.
everything. And
All right. Yeah, you fit right in with a lot of people who are also wearing their bitchin' new cloaks, but
I feel like
very confused about the whole deal.
actually, no, I'm gonna have the mask on, and I'll say as little as possible to anyone.
I definitely don't wear it, and then I open my door and walk out and see like most people wearing it, and I'm like, God damn it!
It's like Halloween.
I close my door and go back in, and I guess at least put the cape on.
Bandito.
Bandito will wear it. But he tries to just blend in as much as possible.
I mean, everyone is wearing a mask and a dark black cape. It's extremely easy to fit in as long as you aren't walking around with the sword and rocket launcher.
Good. Or are 10 feet tall.
As people are getting ready to sit down in the cafeteria for breakfast, everyone's communicators all receive a message over local, military frequency. summoning you to the woods near the Countess's estate immediately.
Oh, this is going to be some kind of human sacrifice ritual, I can tell.
What?
Nothing at all. Nothing. Let us
So
figure
as
out what the heck is going on.
as Selena catches up with everyone else, Delta is there with his supermassive mask and goes, "Hello, fellow point mates. I wish to recreation with you."
Delta's spending Christmas with us.
Oh, well, more the merrier, of course. Glad to have you. Shall we proceed?
Yes. Do you bench? We should lift sometime.
I should probably start doing that some more, yeah.
I would suggest you start at less than 1,000 kilos, which is my average.
That's terrifying.
We could have used them to move a van real quick a few years back.
Indeed. He probably could have picked it up and thrown it.
It's just like in my elemental battle suit, a van would pose no stopping. I would rip it in half with my bare hands.
That's pretty cool.
I will walk with you to the forest. I believe I know what is going to happen there.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah, what's
Oh.
gonna happen?
The blooding
Possibly
ritual.
My execution.
The what?
What?
The blooding ritual. It is a clan thing.
I look over at Molly.
This a required
What
activity?
What are we blooding?
Do not worry. Come with me, friends. Let us enjoy this Christmas.
So what in
He starts
Out of
walking
character,
away.
what do I know about this said ritual, if anything at all?
Why don't you make a roll?
Okay, what do I need to roll?
Protocol clans.
I'm guessing I have none of that. So
Well, you know, you have a character sheet. Does it list you having protocol clans?
no,
That
I didn't.
would have been a choice on your part.
That's something I will invest in the future, or maybe now. I don't know how many points I have.
I certainly have.
To say, he's just like, actually, Arthur, I'm very well versed in clan protocol.
I've been
I have a +7.
researching it a lot, so I just figured.
I have an ogre slaying knife.
Character
It's
has
got a
been researching it a lot.
+9 to slaying ogres. Let's make a roll, Bandito. With your base protocol.
I mean, I got 60 extra points, so I could put 60 into.
Oh
the
my
thing.
god. Look at this fucking nerd. If
It's
it
like
wasn't on your character sheet before the roll, you don't get to add it.
That's okay. All right. Says I cannot attempt.
It's like a Matrix
Guess I know that.
situation. Like, I know kung fu.
You can't
If I
just...
can't attempt it, it'll be at a -1.
Okay.
This is
Make a -1 roll then.
Okay.
And 8 to get minimum level. That is not me.
Nope. All right.
You're just like the blooding ritual. That's like when you get in an
Leeches.
Omni-Mech and you fight 3 other Omni-Mechs at the same time, and he's just like, no, that's
All right. That's a different thing.
Well, I suppose let's go see what this is all about.
It'll probably be fine.
Still concerned this might be my execution?
No, he would already just crushed your head if you felt like it.
Besides, he's our friend. Didn't you hear him?
everyone is coming. I will not be crushing any heads today. Probably.
Today.
I never discount the possibility. I have been trained to be a warrior my entire life. Just real quick, can everyone update their gunnery, piloting, and counts? Not that it'll be relevant in the next few seconds, but I just would like to have that information. So the whole unit is shuffling from across the compound in various states of awakeness. There are a lot of people wearing their cloaks and masks, and there are almost as many not wearing their. But the Countess is standing around a bonfire on a raised platform where 3 men who you don't recognize are sitting with drums. And she says, "Welcome, kin. When we fight together, we have drawn blood together. We have shed blood together. We have accepted these steel vipers into our midst, and they are now one of us, Crows Black. In clan tradition, there is something called the ritual of blooding carried out among various members of clans. We will mark this momentous occasion where we have survived by revealing the truth of this unit. This ritual will be carried out for any new members after their first kill for the unit. But now allow me to reveal to all of you who we really are." And as this is happening, some guys are just playing the drums, and it's really like super ominous, like do 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 do. And she starts explaining that the unit is, you know, a secret Lyran intelligence unit that works for a branch of special intelligence called the Bodians, and that they are a training unit specifically meant to train new agents and operatives and Mechwarriors. And that any who wish to leave the unit now that they know the truth may do so, but they are still bound under their contract of non-disclosure. And there's like a ritual dance that, you know, some of the clanners start doing around the bonfire to commemorate the fact that they are now all one family and one blood. Delta looks at the 4 of you awkwardly. It's very clear that he wants to join in on this dance.
Go dance.
He's like,
What cheer you on?
"We are a point now. You should come dance with me. I will teach you the dance. I am good at teaching things, especially dancing.
Okay.
I am very limber and also extremely skilled at physical agility."
None of that really shocks me.
Molly, are you shaking your head?
Yes, just shaking her head at all of this.
Well, let's go dance. She motions to like everybody.
Molly does not go dance.
Captain, Lieutenant, do you dance?
Yeah.
Sure.
There are a lot of
The units, I'll make a fool out of myself.
I mean, there's no fool making. Everyone going out there is going out with full mask, and it's hard to tell who's who in this case. Rapier is not dancing, but he is tapping his foot and moving closer and closer to Molly as he works his way through the thinning crowd of people who aren't dancing. No one here seems prepared to leave the unit. Some people are awkward about this whole middle of the morning of Christmas, go out and dance by a fire on the top of a mountain. You know, it's kind of cold. They're wearing weird black clothing, but yeah, like people are starting to get into it.
I'll encourage everyone still standing around to take part.
So Rapier moves to slide into those DMs, Molly. And he's just like, "Hey, Molly.
Hey, Rapier.
I know that tomorrow you're leaving on that mission for the command lance.
Mm-hmm.
There's something we need to talk about when you come back. Something pretty important.
You want to give me any kind of heads up?
It involves your relationship with Lieutenant Gray. There might be more history between the two of you than you realize. I've prepared a documentary film, but it's not complete yet. I was hoping to have it finished when you return in 3 months.
Is he still getting someone to narrate it?
I mean, he
That's,
narrates it. He's narrating it himself.
Pulls off a James Earl Jones impression.
That's kind of.
I just imagine it's the worst Morgan Freeman voice.
This is an addition to all the footage you gave me on the thumb drive.
So he's just like,
The footage that you stole.
yeah, he didn't give that to you.
I didn't think we had ever established that she stole it.
You copied it while he was sleeping.
Oh, I didn't know that. All
Yeah.
right, then she wouldn't say that. Okay. So would it be a logical step to think that he's
Yes.
now maybe willingly offer it over? Okay.
When you return in 3 months.
Got it. Well, that's all very cryptic, but you know, I appreciate you, going to bat for me, I guess. I don't know. Without knowing what it is, I guess I can't really.
I've also uploaded to your personal hard drive on the Crow's Nest several dozen hours of me narrating books and personal workout videos where I demonstrate various calisthenics I've learned over the years on various battlefields.
Fantastic. Sorry. Okay.
He holds out a hand and says, "Would you like to join the dance?"
I have never and will never participate in.
When you start saying that, he's like, "Just kidding. Obviously, I wasn't going to dance either."
We can go do some other dance some other time, but I'm not interested in this clan ritual.
I see. Well, that's understandable.
I have a very thirsty 5-year-old
Yeah.
who requires ice water.
You could go help her with that.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
There won't be any more Molly dialogue for a while.
Okay.
For the three of you that are dancing, it is an interesting look into clan culture. They have a very Slavic, Russian, Mongolian life about them. And their dances are very different from the dances of the Lyran, the Free Worlds League, and the Tarian Concordat. There's a hell of a lot more kicking and leg action than any of you are used to. So, jumping, hollering, leaping over the backs of other people, tests of physical strength. At some point, you're pretty sure that two elementals have ripped small trees out of the ground and are throwing them to see who can throw trees farther.
Kind of like a caber toss.
Yeah, like a caber toss, but for elementals. Is there anything you guys want to do while you're at the blooding ritual? Anyone you want to talk to? You know that within 24 hours, you will be shipping out on the Crow's Nest, and well, the season will be ending, so anything you want to do, you need to do now.
Can I talk to the Countess?
Yeah.
She'll just go up and like lift a mask so she knows who she's talking to. Did you get my present?
The Countess turns and lifts her mask as well and says, "Yes, I did get your present. I thank you. I intend to prepare a handwritten card for everyone who has provided me with a gift."
Did you like it? If it's the wrong color, I can just order another one.
No,
Ship
it's fine.
tomorrow.
Can you explain to me why my unit had a civilian dropship land in the middle of a military encampment and offload a rodeo bull?
Shh, you can't say it yet. That's someone's gift. They haven't opened it yet.
I doubt he can hear us from the other side of this. It's really not that hard to guess who you got that for. The number of free world leaguers within the unit is about 2 people, and you are not that close with the Baron.
The Baron's from the same place too?
He is from the Free Worlds League. He's a Baron there.
But that's why they
Call sign.
they were having some trouble getting it shipped fast enough, so I just paid them more so they would.
Yes, that... She adjusts her cloak clasp. That's very... You are not what you appear to be.
I'm not?
She simply lowers her mask back down.
Well, I hope you enjoy the couch.
I believe that I can find a nice location within my mansion for it.
Enjoy the party.
She gestures out towards the blooding ritual and says, "Yes, I hope you enjoy my gift as well."
I do. I don't know if it's the cloak or the party, but they're both pretty nice.
Everything is my gift to the unit. It is my hope that the inner sphere and the clan members of this unit can get along without killing each other.
I think this is a step in the right direction.
Because I would hate to imprison half of this unit for the rest of their lives.
Me too. I'll go join the party.
Wait, before you go, and everything she's saying is muffled by the mask.
What?
I want to ask your intentions towards my executive officer.
What do you mean?
You've been spending an unusual amount of time with him, and you shipped a rodeo bull across the inner sphere for him. Do you need to be filling out a relationship form?
No.
Then your generosity is as unusual as it is boundless.
Well, it wasn't that much money.
The
But thank
Countess
you.
just makes a 15-degree left pivot turn. It smooths out her cloak. You are dismissed, Sergeant.
Thank you. And then I'll go back and hang out with Molly for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, Rapier is hovering near Molly, quite literally, with his Ravencloak outfit.
Hey, Rapier, you need to go for a second. We have girl talk to do.
Rapier is just like, girl talk? You know, I can get in on that. I have a son, you know. Did you know that?
I don't think you know how girl talk works.
This feels really sexist, but if you
It
want me
is.
to leave, you don't need to say girl talk.
But it's actually girl talk. I'm giving you the honest reason.
All right, fine, whatever. He's like completely dejected that you just came in here and complete block.
Poor little buddy.
He starts wandering around the outside of the campfire, just like looking at everything that's happening, but again, not participating in the dance. Leaving Molly and Selena alone.
So the Countess asked if I needed to fill out a relationship form.
With who?
With Bandito.
Do you?
No.
Well, I mean, you had that bull shipped all the way across the freaking universe.
Well, I wasn't going to drive it myself.
Oh, I'm just saying, I know it's weird for you, but the amount of money you spend on that is not a normal amount of money for most people and most gifts.
Should I spend more?
No. You spent too much, Selena. The amount of money you spent to give Bandito a riding bull could have supported a family of 6 for like 5 years.
Could it?
How long, Arthur?
500
It's not like a Devastator's payment, I think.
Oh,
No,
okay. So
but,
like for the rest of their lives, they'd never have to work again.
I mean, it could support probably 20 families for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
You definitely exceeded a Devastator's worth of payment in the process of that.
yeah. I think it was about maybe 10, 20 million, something like that. Essentially, you bought a Devastator. You could have bought like a whole Lance, a mechs with it.
I mean, it was 10 million just for the expedited
Transportation
shipping
costs.
costs.
So I know
Just for the jump ships, not even for the drop ship cost. That's
not gonna
just the
say-
cost to jump it.
I'm not going to say you have a bad concept of money. You just have a different concept of money. Most people have
The
never
gift
been.
itself wasn't that expensive. So it doesn't really count.
Well, you spent way more on shipping counts. Okay, shipping counts. Let's be
That's it.
yeah, it does. To most people, maybe not to you. That's okay. But I think most people, they calculate the cost of shipping when it comes to, I don't know how to explain this to you. I'm having a lot of difficulty. That's probably why the Countess was suspicious, huh? Because of how much money you spent.
It's not like I bought him a house.
A house would have been infinitely cheaper. No, you did not buy him a house.
Not your kind of house. I mean, a house.
There's a wall between you and I that I live in one world looking into yours, and you live in another world looking into mine. And I love you to death for it, but I think you're going to run into these little misunderstandings on a pretty regular basis.
Do you know the
result.
Wish? The Wish?
The Wish? Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's where I lived.
Mm-hmm.
That was my house.
Wow. Most people lives in, terrestrial dwellings that consist of less than a dozen walls and, electrically powered appliances.
Well, I mean, I didn't live in the whole thing. We had like a special,
like wing.
Yeah, like a wing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like the whole ship.
That's very conservative of
A
you.
modest
Yes.
house.
It's not modest. Okay. I'm trying to tell you, you are among the 1% of the super wealthy. And there are small governments that don't have the kind of gross income that you do as an individual.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if you've considered these things. I mean, I'm not trying to talk down to you or anything like that, but a lot of times when you spend the kind of money that you spend, it makes other people raise their eyebrows at you, and they think you're mysterious. They think you might have strange motives. They're not sure what you're thinking. They're not sure
Do you
if
think
you're.
Bandito's gonna get the wrong idea from that book?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Bandito is like a weird little emotionless gremlin. I don't even know what's going on in that dude's
What
head
the
like
fuck?
90% of the time. He never wants to go do anything fun.
He went shopping. And he danced, you didn't.
We had to practically drag him, though. I don't know. Bandito has no discernible personality from as far as I can tell. So maybe he'll get the wrong idea. Other than being stressed out. I mean, that seems to be his primary personality trait.
Does seem stressed a lot.
Which, to be fair,
I've only known
planetary
him.
invasion.
It's
So
the only time we've known him. So
I get it.
sense.
Maybe he's really going to open up in the next 6 weeks. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know how he's going to take the riding bull, to be honest with you. I would not venture a guess. I think look, I would love it. I'll just say that. It's a great gift. I just don't know Bandito well enough to know what he will think of it.
Cannot believe how badly Rad has been roasting Bandito through that whole shit. Holy fuck.
It's just Molly's perception, right?
Don't worry. All of the people that post YouTube comments that are like, wow, I really hate the party. I love when they fail. They're going to just fucking laugh their way through that whole shit.
I will keep that in mind.
I just, I don't want you to get your feelings hurt because
I'm actually crying.
Because people aren't going to understand what you're going for, and it's not your fault. You're trying to be a super nice person, and I think you are a super nice person, and I think people are just suspicious of you because they're not used to the way you live your life, if that makes any sense.
Oh, you should be suspicious of everybody.
I know that. I am. But I think some of the things you do raise red flags to people that you don't intend to be red flags.
That's fair.
Okay.
Have I raised red flags with you?
No.
Have you opened?
Maybe at first, but not once I understood your condition.
My condition?
Yes, being ultra wealthy.
Affluenza.
Yeah. Once I learned a little bit more about you and your background and the kind of world that you come from, a lot of your peculiar tendencies made more sense to me. And I get that it's just a difference of environment that's brought us here. I think, based on the world as you know it, you're a completely reasonable individual. I think you have some things you need to work on, particularly your interaction with an authority. But other than that, I know.
Only the authority that deserves it.
See, that's the thing about employment and bosses and jobs and stuff, is you don't always get to determine who deserves what. That's it. That it doesn't. It goes this way. That goes down the ladder. It doesn't go. I mean,
I get fired. It's not really gonna hurt me that much.
So is that why?
Well, no, it's because he's a man,
Oh, okay.
and I don't know him.
I mean, you kind of do. We've been here a while.
And I've been nicer to him.
You have. That's true. I give you that. It's coming around.
Respect is something that people have to earn sometimes.
Yep. What do you feel like you've done anything to earn respect?
Probably not.
Okay. Just tossing that out there.
I held my own in the battle more than once.
You're one of the most capable warriors I've ever met in my entire life, which makes no sense based on your level of experience.
I had a lot of free time.
I can't explain it at all. You're
I had
an absolute enigma when it comes to the battlefield.
a lot of free time.
As far as I can tell, you learned to be one of the deadliest warriors in the Innisphere by playing Fortnite. I can't figure it out. I have no idea
Well,
how
it
this
wasn't
happened.
Fortnite.
Okay.
They do have mech pod trainers that are supposed to be as
probably,
good.
yeah.
This unit has used them several times.
And she probably has much nicer ones than the ones that unit has. I mean, I get it. I think that you are, if you ever don't want to do this anymore, you're the poster child for the effectiveness of high-end, high-quality, high-fidelity mech simulators, because you are absolutely the best case scenario when it comes from someone who is trained on the simulator that then applied their skills to real life. So I think you'd make a great spokesman for that if you were ever interested in a job. Not that jobs are a thing you'll ever even need in your whole life, but
Technically, my job is to run the rich from down here.
That's true, though you have someone that does that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about starting your own mercenary company?
I see a season 5 spinoff.
I mean, honestly, you could fund and finance your own mercenary company. You could be like what Countess Crow does. That could be you. You have the resources to make that happen. Just, I don't know if you've ever considered that.
No, I hadn't.
Well, if you ever decide to do that, let me know.
You will be the first I tell.
Good. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And then I just look out at all the people doing the weird dance, scowl.
In the background of your scowling, between the bonfire's flames, we see a very sad-looking rapier staring from the other side of the bonfire at you, and then looking away and staring wistfully into the rising morning sun.
If I see him and I sense that our conversation has mostly concluded, I will wave him back over.
He doesn't see you, though. He's now turned and he's doing the Scrubs internal monologue.
I was going to say, he's like the three wolves howling at the moon. Like they're all... Okay.
Anyone have anything else they want to do with this blooding ritual?
No, I don't think so.
As the ritual winds down and the drum beat begins to fall off, The Countess is waiting for you expectedly, Maxwell. In the way that someone obviously wants your attention but isn't willing to come over to you. They expect you to come over to them.
Yeah, I'll go over to her.
So she gestures for you to join her on the platform as people begin packing it up and heading back out to get breakfast.
Mhm.
I will not be joining you on this excursion. Several new personnel, however, will be, including the new legal officer. When you return, there will probably be many changes with the unit that I will be discussing with you. I'm hoping that in the future I will be able to allocate you more flexibility in terms of how this unit is run. When we first met, you were essentially garbage, complete and utter trash. A completely untrustworthy traitor. But over the years, you have become at least modestly reliable. And I believe that my father would not mind if you ran this unit while I continue to do the work that I need to do as a countess. This planet's response to the clan invasion was exceedingly lacking. Without a centralized planetary government, every noble for themselves is not a defensive strategy, it is a suicide pact. The aftermath of the clan invasion will be felt for some time. Even now, they are still rounding up students who joined the clans as part of their initiative, as cast members of low rank, and are executing them for treason. It is my hope that I can stop these senseless legal acts as nobles continue to lash out at the population.
Perhaps it would be better if we remained here.
No, for now, the command lance is needed, making money for us. We have been paid an exorbitant amount of money to license only the premium mechs of this unit. Which is good, because I don't think we could field a whole second lance at this point. That's not Howler's lance, and certainly I would never detach him for independent duty. He's not ready for that kind of responsibility yet.
Give him time.
You will be in charge of this operation, Maxwell. And more importantly, I'm temporarily bumping up your rank because you'll be commanding our new jump ship that has just arrived in system.
Jump ship.
I'm sorry, did you jump ship? We have a jump ship now.
There are several purchases that are en route. I'm afraid that I lack the heiress's financial solvency in regards to fast transportation.
I think only the great houses could match her financial solvency.
But we do require a jump ship for independent use in the future. Therefore, we now have one. The capturing of the broadsword made this infinitely more accessible. And when I say that we own this jump ship, we do not pay for it on loan. It is ours completely and totally now. It's called the Horus, and you will be working with its commander, Rachel Sweet.
I look forward to it.
Melissa Acheron will be commanding the Crow's Nest in my absence. I've given her the temporary rank of ensign. I would hope that you can watch over her and make sure that she doesn't destroy my dropship.
What is she, like 19 now?
Yeah.
She is extremely competent. I have faith in her.
Keep a close eye on her.
Naturally. I intend to keep a close eye on everyone.
Is there anything else we need to discuss before you depart?
Not that I can think of, no.
I believe that this time away from the inner sphere, specifically Kulavrati, will do your reputation some good. You are not popular locally, and I will do what I can to counteract that, but I believe disappearing from the news for a while may be the best option.
Well, I fully expected that going into the clan invasion. Felt securing the planet and driving them off was a lot more pressing a concern than my own reputation.
Certainly that was true during the invasion. The thing about such choices is that we need to live with the aftermath of them.
Indeed.
While you are gone, El Huapo will be arriving again.
I just try not to start laughing.
I feel like she's probably unhappy about it. And Maxwell is pretty happy about it. It's like we've come a long way since those days where we're all just a bunch of random assholes. And now the most random, most asshole is on his way back.
My understanding is that he's bringing with him several more mechs than we sent with him, and several Mechwarriors whom I do not currently have a contract with. So I expect our discussion will be very animated.
Well, I'll make sure to put in a requisition for more hot dogs.
No, don't.
Ridiculous. He'll be bringing plenty of hot dogs.
He will need to learn to live without his precious hot dogs. This unit will be serving real food, not cheaply processed meats.
I hope in the future they have the equivalent of like, the homemade like coffee bean grinders. He has that for, like hot dogs. You just stick an animal in it, and it's like, and then a hot dog comes out the other.
No one wants to know how the sausage gets made, Rad. Don't tell the audience about that. They can just imagine hot dogs appear in casing, and that's it.
We just cut a hot dog shape out of the leg of a cow, and that's a hot dog, right?
All beef.
Yeah.
If there's nothing else, then good luck on your transit.
And good luck with El Huapo. I'm sorry I won't be here to see him.
She just pulls her mask down, starts walking away back through the forest, away from the rest of the unit towards her estate.
I salute as she moves.
Is there anything you guys want to do in the 24 hours before the crow's nest takes off and leaves system?
I imagine means we'll be planning out a mission. Harridan will be hard at work making sure everything is ready for everyone.
Okay.
I want to go to everybody and make sure they got their gifts.
Everyone got their gifts.
And Harridan is always wearing his green contacts.
What about this swanky suit?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He looks less poor now.
It's like, I imagine it's ultra expensive and also like high fashion. So super fucking weird too. Like, it's not like a normal suit. It's got like big, like triangular shoulder pads or some like, the kind of weird shit you see in like the old Battletech art. People dress like your midriff is showing or something. Like, it's super.
The early 80s thoughts on what futuristic fashion would be.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know how like some of them have like the little gold thread trim?
Yeah,
it has that, but it's actual gold.
The little tassels. Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I guess can I attempt to contact my computer whiz or something? Can I call on some old friend from my old Lance or someone adjacent to that circle of people? Maybe even someone who knows what I've been up to, right? Like,
Sure.
My brothers and sisters of the Kenneth Cross family.
Yep.
I want to contact one that is an expert computer analyst and So I should be clear. I want a couple of things from this. I want to know its authenticity, right? First and foremost, I want to know specifically, footage, the footage specifically where he's being murdered. But I mean, I want the whole data package scrubbed for authenticity, like what's real, what's not real. Obviously, some of it looks like is unexplainable, and I want to come as close to explaining that as I can. And in addition to that, separately, I also want to see if those unrealistic things can be scrubbed out to leave the footage looking believable and authentic.
Okay.
Right? That would be visually believable, and if other analysts or experts scrubbed it to see if it was authentic, it would still show up as authentic and untampered with. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine Molly is a very Spartan person. She probably has all, if not most, of her money saved up. If her contact needs to employ additional help, she's more than happy to wire whatever fundage she needs to. I haven't kept track of her money, but if we needed to figure out, we could. I'm sure, based on what her salary is over.
Sure. So let me ask.
But she's going to throw all of her resources at this.
So the base unit of currency in the Inner Sphere is the C bill, which is the Comstar bill.
Right.
I believe, I'm sure comment section will destroy me about this. I believe that one C bill is the equivalent to transmitting 1 kilobyte of data. So obviously when Battletech came out, that was a lot of data. It's a lot of writing. It's not a lot of video. So like a video message is a intense cost. And of course, they're sent in packets. Like you pre-record it, and then whenever Comstar feels like it, they send it to the next planet, and then it jumps to the next planet and next planet.
If it looks like it's going to be cost prohibitive, I've already talked to about this. I will talk to Selena about it again. Be like, I know I said I wouldn't talk to you. I know I said I wouldn't do anything until I talk to you again, and I have, we've already talked about this, so just revisit it. I don't know how much it's going to cost. I hate asking you for money, but I also know that you look at money very differently than me. And as two people who have been in kind of a similar situation and been betrayed and lost loved ones, I was hoping maybe you'd be willing to help me out to get to the bottom of this.
How much money?
I don't know, Arthur. I tell her a number.
If you would like to talk point to point to reserve a number of hyperpulse generator stations between you and whoever you want to speak with, you can get a 5-minute window for 10 million C-bills.
I don't know. So like if I know this person and they know what I'm up to, I think I can cover everything I need to cover and like
you'll be able to send data with that, right? Like you can send all the files you want. Like
I'm just trying to determine if I even need to talk to him, if I can just send like a README.
If you want to just send a README at extremely high speed, it could arrive in about a week or two.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I send Rapier's package stuff, and I have my own package of stuff, right? Like all of the intel I've gathered on the unit, all of the, I have like reports on reports and reports of like all of these different units I've been to, trying to connect these dots, and I just send them on the unit that I'm in. Right, all the connective tissue. This is the unit that was on planet when he died. These are the personnel. Like all of this, like indisputable data, right? Like because I've collected all of this data. And yeah, just the instructions. Basically, what I just told you, right? Like this is what I want. I want to know what its level of authenticity is, and I want these changes made if necessary. Okay. So I include very explicit directions to get the final product that I want in the end. I don't think I need to.
10,000 C-bills, which for you is like 3 or 4 months' pay.
Okay.
To include all of that data. Then
I'm going to tell Selena, I think it's going to cost about 10,000, but I would like to send money to him.
Like million?
Oh no, just 10,000 C-bills. But I would like to send more in case he needs to employ anybody else for help. So like if he needed to hire somebody to help him do this, like somebody that could be trusted. What?
Like 1 million?
Are you comfortable with that?
You said I have like several million, right?
You have 500 million.
Those are just like her liquid assets. That's not like her net worth.
I mean, no, that is the cost of your jump ship, right? Like if that's it, if you liquidate the jump ship, the Wish, that's it. I mean, you're done for business for the rest of your life. $1 million is not a big deal for you to skim off, but someone's probably going to ask, where did $1 million C-bills go? Because it's a lot of fucking money. Yeah.
What's it like a price that I
That's a
know
lot of
they
paper
won't
towels.
think is like shocking
For
me to
intelligence service work? You have no idea. Do you often hire people to
Would I know?
set someone up? Do you often hire people to set someone up?
No, not necessarily.
I mean, you could send $1 million C-bills and just be like, send back whatever you don't use,
Yeah.
which will probably be a lot.
I think we could send like half of that, to be honest with you. And I think we could probably get most of it back.
That and still...
So what am I paying people for?
All the stuff that I showed you that looks ridiculous, but also might be true. I know some people that are experts and can get to the bottom of it. And if it's out of their ability to get to the bottom of it, then they'll have the money to hire somebody to help them. Does that make sense?
So they're only going to try and see if this video is real, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you make
I'll
a
give
roll
her-
to lie about that?
I don't know if it's a lie in Molly's mind, right? Like, I think she's already in her heart, she believes it's real. So she expects it to be authentic. And then she expects, she probably expects it to have been altered. And she expects her friend to unalter it and send her back like the real video, right? I think those are the logical conclusions that she has drawn, because the shit in the video doesn't make any sense.
So
she thinks it's been doctored up to look
You're
fake.
saying that she's a schizophrenic now. She wants reality to bend to her version of what's happening?
That's not what I said at all.
Okay. You're just like...
You told me there's
right,
a video
from
with
my
a bunch
point
of
of
fake
view,
stuff.
Yes.
So she's going to assume it's fake. She's going to
Yes.
send it to somebody to get the fake stuff off of it
All
and
right.
send her back the real video.
That is different from my understanding of what you had asked for, because you were like, I would like a video where Gray very clearly kills, like, I want to set him up for this.
I mean, it's already that he very clearly kills him. There are just unbelievable elements within that video,
Okay.
right? That's how you
All right.
described it to me.
Very well. If that's all you're not looking to have a deep fake of Gray walking up to him with a knife and stabbing him to death.
She doesn't want any of that. She wants
All
what
right.
she believes to be fake elements removed, and for it to be,
I'd still like you to roll a deception.
No, that's fine.
Because you have to know that this is not what this is not what Selena wants or expects.
No, that's completely. Deception isn't a thing.
In this case, I simply, I would think negotiation then.
Oh, goody.
And Selena, I'd like you to roll a counter negotiation. See how well you can see through this.
Perception.
Okay.
Typically how we did it in the past.
Sure.
Because I don't think there's like an insight or sense motive type of thing.
Well, someone
All
just
right.
rolled really well.
17.
Okay, good luck.
I can't beat that if I get a 12.
The thing is, if you get a 12, the 6 explodes, so you get to roll
Okay.
more 6s.
That's fair.
So all you got to do is hit a 12, then hit
That's all you
another
got.
6.
That's all you got to do.
Nope.
I did not.
You believe Ronan implicitly.
Right? Because if it's fake, if it's like, if she gets back, it's like, this thing is 100% computer generated, none of it's real, then she'll believe that. Because this is somebody that's on her side. It's somebody she trusts implicitly. So if they're like, yeah, we don't know what this is, but it didn't happen, then she's not going to continue to try and like destroy Bandito. You know what I mean? Like, she's going to let it go, and she's going to try and figure out what to do next with her life.
Very well.
She hasn't already decided to destroy Bandito. She wants to know what's going on with
That
this
was
video.
not my understanding based on our Discord message. I thought you had decided to destroy Bandito.
if this
And you were
if she's
gonna
convinced,
ensure it.
right? I'm trying to play her as close to realistically as I can,
Mm-hmm.
because I know the truth as a player, but I don't want it to get mixed up in what my character knows or doesn't know.
Very well.
I told you if she's becomes convinced 100% at any point, yes, the plan I sent you is absolutely her plan.
Undoubtedly, this will have to wait until you return to the inner sphere before you get a return message.
I think she expects that.
They won't even receive it before your jump ship goes
Just
beyond
based
the
on the
periphery.
speed that information travels. That's
Yep.
fine. Sorry.
Okay, I
Wait
preemptively
again for a resolution.
I preemptively took the negative trait hunted by cross kids for negative 200.
That's brilliant.
No, you have to pay for it. You have to pay 200 to take that.
It's a positive trait.
But you gave us a negative trait before by hunted by Maul.
I gave you that trait. I gave you that trait. You're
I'm
only
just
being
preemptively.
No, you don't need it.
Okay.
I'll tell you when you need it.
because you'll be dead.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how good you are, because Rad is just going to be like, I've anticipated every situation. I've actually done this to a man before. So when I come down out of the air duct...
I will tell you, Arthur, I don't know if you're going to make rolls for this off screen or anything like that, but I will dedicate my entire edge pool to it when you do. So just let me know. And I will count that as the data that she sent him in addition to the packet. Like all of that is like edge.
Yeah. We got to talk about edge for next season. There's not going to be any more of this giving edge to other people.
That's probably smart.
Yeah, and I'm going to stop edge pooling allies, because let me tell you, this is the one thing that everybody complains about. They're all like, oh, I can't believe the clans get like 20 edge and they can spend it on whoever and whenever they want. Got me, audience. You finally complained enough for me to stop.
I haven't been big on that.
And
either,
the players complain enough too.
Yeah.
And James,
player
who's like an
edge-
audience and a player at the same time.
Well, I don't mind like the enemies getting some edge, but I think it should be reserved for top tier enemies.
Yeah.
And what I
know.
like about edge is we don't do called shots, which from what I understand, most people do. Like that's a pretty common rule that people follow. And edge is nice because it's kind of a middle ground for that, where we can use edge for, specific locations, right? And give like better chances of trying to hit that location.
And you should
It's
be
kind of
saving
we
1
kinda
point
use
of
it as
edge to keep
our-
from dying.
Yeah, well, so we save some for that, but we also mostly use them offensively when we're trying to hit, quasi called shots, basically. So
Yeah.
I think it works really good as a compromise for that.
Bandito, Murder 6. Is there anything you would like to do? 26 and
Paperwork.
Investigate where this mechanical bull come from. It's in the middle of my base.
it's actually been installed in the training room. And already, like, some of the elementals are like, I approve of it. And they're like testing it out, trying to figure out how to work it. And you could see Baron is just like, I'm going to have to reinforce this, won't I? Yes. I don't think it's meant to handle that much weight.
All right. So where did it come from?
Baron turns to you and says, well, this card was with it. It's addressed to you.
Is there like a pile of just like gift wrapping onto the side? Too?
No. They
Put
didn't.
this up. There's one bow on the horn.
Yeah.
Spendy will take the card from Black Rabbit. I'm confused.
Yes, I believe that millions of sea bills were sent to ship this from the Free Worlds League just in time for Christmas.
I'm really confused.
I think that she likes you. Either that or she has absolutely no idea how money works. Both are equally likely in my mind.
I'm thinking the latter is more likely.
Well, I have to be honest with you, I don't really care.
Well, I know you don't, Baron.
Your personal problems are not my problems. My problems are, and he like holds his hands up, getting used to these. They're very tingly.
Well, just be glad you got him back.
I want to test them out by slapping him on the face, but I feel like that would be demeaning to you as a person.
That'd be very rude. That would not be nice.
I'm going to go back to the mech bay then and maybe do some push-ups. Or juggle. It's been so long since I've juggled.
You juggle?
Doesn't everyone?
No.
When you're nobility, you need to learn what to do with your free time, really. It's terribly difficult being ultra rich.
It must be a travesty.
Turns and walks away from you.
Now, excuse me, I got a mechanical bull to ride, apparently.
I would like you to
Explain
make a
yourself,
reflexes check. 2d6 plus your reflexes bonus to see how well you can ride the bull.
Well, it'll be +0 because I only have reflex of 5.
Well, that's unfortunate for you then.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll dump 2 edge of it into it. I don't care.
Really? You're going to spend 2 edge on this? This? Very well, you have a +4 to this roll.
So 11.
That'll be 11.
Okay. You manage to stay on the bull for several minutes. Everyone in the area is actually fairly impressed. And more importantly, the bull has an automatically generating placard that lists top score. You need to put in a 3-letter or digit combination for your high score.
He just probably puts in XO. EX.
The next entry is DLT at 2 minutes 59 seconds.
Okay. As long as I got the high score.
As the 4 of you are walking your mechs onto the crow's nest, several stevedores are taking your personal belongings and loading them on. We get a cross-cut of familiar-looking newsman going, "I'm James Jives, and this is Donegal Broadcasting Corporation." And then it's like, DBC. Today in Kolovrati news, the Princess Catherine Steiner Davian has reportedly come out in support of Maxwell Harridan. From the campus of New Avalon Institute of Science, she has reviewed the case against him and has agreed with the judge's findings that he is completely innocent. We have an interview with her coming up, explaining more. And then it like cuts off as the ship is taking off into space. And you approach a Invader-class jump ship, wherein you can see that there is a giant winged beast painted on it.
I never thought I'd see the day.
Approaching dropship.
What's painted on the dropship?
This is Commander Rachel Sweet. Explain your purpose and identity.
I look at what's her name, Ensign.
Melissa Acheron. All right, she hands you a microphone.
Sir, you're the leading officer in the mission. You got to respond.
Oh, this is Maxwell Harridan. What the hell's her dropship name?
Crow's Nest.
This is Maxwell Harridan on the Crow's Nest. Coming in for docking. Hello there.
I authenticate you, sir. Welcome to the Horus.
Oh, and I transmit an authentication code.
All right. The Horus is a fairly large jump ship compared to some of the ones that you've traveled on in the past. It can dock upwards of 3 dropships. It looks like between only having 1 lance and having a whole jump ship with only a couple crew on it, you guys are all going to have individual rooms for the journey. Which is a big change.
Oh. So fancy.
Black Rabbit will probably be irritated that quarters aren't larger.
She never once complained about the quarters before.
That's true.
Out loud.
out loud.
Wow. Wow, you guys are real dicks about this, huh? So it's 505 meters long, which is pretty considerable. But it only has 24 crew members.
It's like 5 football fields.
Yes.
A little bit longer.
And it has a grav ring, which is something that you've never had before.
Nice.
So when you come on board, there's a woman wearing a crow's black naval outfit, which looks exactly like the Countess's. You know, old-timey 1800s level naval outfit with a giant fucking hat. And says, "Sir, I welcome you aboard." And then gives you a salute and holds it.
I'll salute back and then shake her hand.
Commander Rachel Sweet.
Maxwell Head. She gave me a temporary promotion. What's my rank now?
Your new rank is Lieutenant Colonel.
Dang, you just skipped major.
Yeah.
I'll still introduce myself as Captain Harridan because I'm just not used to that. Captain, Lieutenant Colonel. My apologies.
Yes, Lieutenant Colonel. There is only one captain aboard this vessel.
Of course. Obviously, I'm not meaning any offense. That I'm accustomed to that. You see.
I understand. I see that you are having some trouble with your rank. In order for you to command this mission, my understanding is that your rank must equivalent or exceed my own. Lieutenant Colonel is the appropriate term of address.
Indeed. As I said, it just takes a little bit of getting used to.
We're pulling in the sail now. We'll be ready to jump within the hour.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
It will be 3 weeks of travel before we reach the system. Unless there's been any change, we'll be heading to J8675-3.
Very well. I look forward to working with you.
Am I dismissed, sir?
Dismissed. Yes, of course. Dismissed.
You get every idea that she is 100% former LCAF Navy. Definitely former Lyran commander.
Yeah, then I'm trusting everyone knows what to do to get everything stowed proper. Well, everything's already stowed on the dropship.
This is your first time running your own dropship, and it's your first time running your own jump ship. What do? Do you just kind of float around for a while?
Well, we have quarters on the jump ship, so I'll make sure that Bandito knows to get everyone settled.
I mean, you have quarters on the jump ship. Everyone else has quarters on the dropship, where you also have quarters. You actually have the stateroom on board. You have like a suite of rooms to use, and the ready room.
Well, I won't spend a lot of time like moving in personal items and things like that. I'll just
don't worry. You have stevedores to do that for you.
Well, I just make sure to have the bare essentials. Computer, comm, bottle of scotch with extra glasses.
You can see someone is already moving your stuff onto the jump ship.
It's going to take some getting used to. I suppose I'll fill my time with reviewing everything. The Kenneth Cross. So now you command a jump ship.
Are you going into your quarters on the jump ship to do so?
Yeah.
All right. So it's a 8-year-old video. So Kenneth Cross is looking, a little younger, a little thinner in the waist, and just like, so you've just bought your own jump ship, and now you want to command the crew. Press 1 if you already have a loyal crew. Press 2 if you need to train a new one. And just kind of stands there and looks around. I mean, you already, just to be clear, you do have a loyal crew already. The crew is already pre-trained.
Yeah, but they're loyal, but not to me. They don't know me.
How to train your crew from scratch. Let's start with the most basic position.
So
navigation.
Do everything from scratch. Because I'll need to know all the stuff too.
At the bottom, it estimates that the course time is going to take several hundred hours to complete.
I will study diligently because we have weeks.
After about an hour, you learn the basics of all of the panels on the jump ship's bridge. Probably. I mean, you've tested on it twice and you haven't got 100% either time, but you know, you're pretty sure you know the layout of an invader class. You get a call to your quarters saying, "This is the commander.
Yes, go ahead.
Permission to engage the jump drive."
Yes, go right ahead.
So over the master control circuit of the ship and the dropship, all of you here, jump sequence engaged, jump in 2 minutes. Now, none of you have transit disorientation syndrome,
No, it was
right?
just Heavy 7 that had that.
Very funny. Well, also the Lieutenant General had it as well, but it is rare. It is rare. Yeah, you guys jump. So, what do each of you do on your 3-week jump ship transit? Anything special? There's a lot of unusual amount of space and alone time for a jump ship transit. In fact, it's probably the most luxurious any of you besides Black Rabbit have ever traveled.
I'll maintain an open door policy with anyone needing anything from me, and I'll make sure to do my best to spend time and kind of get to know like the command staff of the jump ship and all that.
Molly probably doesn't socialize much outside of Black Rabbit. She probably pals around with her for the majority of the time, but she also spends a fair amount of time just by herself. I think, well, I'll
You've
tell
got
you
all of
first-
those rapier videos of him
That's
narrating
Yeah.
audiobooks
Those
and doing workouts.
Are there any good? First of all, the workouts aren't getting watched, but are there any good books? She might listen to a couple books.
He does at least one that is the book that is the accompaniment to the upcoming Kenneth Cross movie. That is the
adaptation.
Vincent Gray is named several times, and Rapier does a very good Vincent Gray voice impression for all of his lines.
Excellent.
I figured you'd do it in El Huapo's accent, since El Huapo is the one acting as Vincent Gray.
Whenever Molly's not with Black Rabbit's hanging around Bandito. Not that she doesn't trust Molly not to kill Bandito, but she doesn't want him to mysteriously end death.
That's
Why
what
is
I mean. That happens all the time
Our
on
airlock door open.
yeah drop ships. You know, people just disappear out into space unusually.
This just furthers everyone's suspicion that y'all are like a thing. You're just there to keep them from getting killed, but people are like, they spend a lot of time together.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the Russians would have to say about that.
Did we bring any of our support stuff, like our long tom guys, or
Nope. It's just the command lance and some officers and the dropship crew.
Bandito pretty much just starts building a new conspiracy wall.
After an old one got wrecked by the clans.
Instead of like having a clan one, it's going to be the whole noble debacle back in Kolorati.
Oh, you're trying to sort out what happened there?
Yeah.
Interesting. Good
When
luck.
he's not working on that, he's probably just going through the new paperwork and all the people that he now has to log into.
So the center point of your conspiracy wheel is definitely the same name keeps coming up. And I mean, you've met her, so it really shouldn't be a surprise, but someone that is common to all the situations is the head of Foundation Industrial Works, Marina Mohammed. A lot of people that are involved in the conspiracy either know her, are related to her, do business with her.
Bum, bum, bum. I wanted to say that some of the time Molly's alone, she also starts coming up with a Black Rabbit commanded mercenary unit. So she starts like outlining finances. She's basically coming up with like a pitch meeting, right? Like so where she's doing a lot of the footwork of
And once you do that, here's the 5-year plan.
Right, exactly. She's put the 5-year plan together. These are the things you'd need initially. And of course, it's like a very frugal, like budget efficient mercenary unit that would
be able to turn a profit inside of 6 months.
Right. yeah. And then you just get a couple other units to sign up underneath you, and then they get a couple units to sign up underneath them.
It's like listening to it's like listening to Jerry Horkins talk about how Acquisitions Incorporated is structured.
It's this really convoluted, like subcontracting scheme.
You end up with a battalion's worth of forces, but you only pay for a lance.
Yeah.
Most of the things you're setting up are not even remotely legal in the inner sphere.
No, yeah, that's just kidding. She's just coming up with like a small like lance. I don't know what are mercenary units usually? Are they company size?
Okay, so it's difficult
such
for
a thing as a lance size mercenary unit.
Yeah, I mean lance is actually fairly common for small mercenary units, right? The kind that you would want to send a corporation. Like a lance of light mechs is very common. Bandit hunting. For privately owned, it's very difficult for mercenary units to get beyond the company size level because of the logistics of increasing to a battalion.
There's nothing between like lance and company though.
No, I mean
it's weird to me that there's no like middle ground, but okay. She come up with two.
Well, if
she'll
you have,
develop a lance,
if you have two
plan,
lances, you have 2/3 of a company. So
I guess she'll develop a lance plan and a company plan.
I mean, we started out as just a lance, so
Sure.
I think but eventually Bandito does just like wonder why Selena's just like constantly following him if she is.
She's popping up a lot, but she also is hanging out with Molly a lot. But she is frequently there when Molly's not around.
Do you need something?
No.
Okay, you're just popping up a lot. It's a bit weird.
I thought we were friends.
Well, we are. It's just, you know, people really don't hang out with me. They tend to dislike me. It's
friends hang out together.
I mean, every couple of days, Harridan does invite everyone to either breakfast or dinner or something. The lance.
Good old.
Including Bandito.
Biscuits and gravy and powdered eggs.
What did you do to make your old lance hate you so much that you never spent any time with them?
Oh, we generally hated each other.
Right. Do you and Harridan hate each other?
Only sometimes.
Is there a reason?
He dislikes
that?
him when I steal his whiskey. When he finds out.
It's so hard for me to just be like, if Butch McGurk was here, he would say, we don't all hate each other. We just all hate you, Bandito.
it's a good thing that he's not here then.
Yeah, he's not. That's true. Good thing he's never coming back.
So you've never like spent time with your lance mates?
Well, generally before McGurk left, it was mostly just him and McGurk hanging out. The one guy that you replaced, he generally
Got me killed.
he did get me shot one time.
While the two of you are talking, someone knocks on the hull outside and pops their head in and says,
Oh, thank goodness.
"Excuse me, it's Lieutenant Gray here.
Yes.
I'm Lieutenant Ashram Ritter, the new legal officer for the unit. I was hoping to have a few hours of your time."
Hours. Okay. I guess I have some hours freed up.
I'll be speaking with every member of the unit, but your position is unique.
Okay.
I feel like Black Rabbit just does like the Homer Simpson into the bushes. Like
The Black Rabbit just kind of waves.
Makes no attempt to leave. Just like, all right, cool. Let's check this out.
So
We're,
he indicates that you should follow him to one of the dropship's conference rooms.
Okay, I will follow.
So you guys end up strapped down and on a seat. The doors are all locked, and then he engages the security protocol so that no electronic interference can like tap in and listen to what's happening here. And he says, "Now then, Lieutenant, let's begin at the beginning. I understand that it has been a long journey for you with this unit, and several incidents have happened. In order for me to do my job correctly, I'm going to need a full accounting of everything that you've done since you've joined this unit. And then I will need a further accounting of everything that the unit has done since you've joined this unit. And I want to be clear, I need to know about everything. What we say here is covered by attorney-client privilege. We are acting in our capacities as officers for the unit. My ability to protect this unit is entirely reliant upon your honesty." So he like waves his hair. I suppose I should describe him. He's clearly had his eye, either he's wearing contacts or his eye color changed, because his eyes are like faintly glowing yellow. He's got like black hair covering one eye, kind of swooping deal. He's wearing like a starched shirt underneath of his uniform, and the collar comes up over the uniform with a little cravat in the middle. Like, it's very Phoenix Wright-ish. He looks kind of a little pale, a little sickly.
So you want to know everything?
Everything.
Everything. Okay.
Every misdeed or legal jeopardy that this unit has been placed in, I will need to know in order to maneuver.
This Bandito is like, do you have something to drink while we're in here?
Yes.
It'll be a little while.
Would you prefer water or tomato juice?
Water.
So there's a little timer in the bottom that goes from like, it goes from 0 to 1 minute, and then it starts like climbing up in minutes, and then hours, and when it reaches the 6-hour mark, you guys are like moving animatedly, and then he says, "Very well. This has been a good first meeting. I hope that over the next 20 days we will get to know each other quite closely. Have a good day, Lieutenant."
You too, Lieutenant.
This has been the most boring discussion of your criminal activities you have ever participated in.
So does Bandito tell him everything?
Pretty much.
Or does he hold anything back?
You could not even tell the story of this unit in hours.
No. He pretty much started from the beginning, working up, including like the bit where
it was just as in processing only.
I mean, by the end of the first 30 minutes, he made a mark and was like, "And that is when you punch the little girl, correct?" I understand that she died from her injuries. Can you confirm this?
Are you writing that down as like a criminal offense? She was in the mech. We were fighting each other.
It is important for me to know the totality. It is not up to me to judge whether or not it is a crime, but to prepare you for any trials that may result from your actions.
Well, what happened was I punched her rear armor. It penetrated through the armor into the ammo bin, which then exploded, destroying everything.
And with this, it fades out, and we cut to our break. We'll be back with the combat in the second half in about 8 minutes. Stick around. That's all I have to say. Stick around. Fire noises.